Have you ever had one of those days, or maybe one of those years, where it feels like you're just a pinball, bounced around by random events completely outside of your control? A surprise bill, a sudden argument, an opportunity that vanishes just as you reach for it. You feel like a victim of circumstance, reacting to a world that is chaotic, unpredictable, and fundamentally separate from you. You navigate your life bracing for the next random impact. But what if that entire premise is wrong? What if the universe isn't a silent, indifferent machine, but is actually in a constant, intimate dialogue with you? What about those strange moments of synchronicity? You think of an old friend you haven't spoken to in a decade, and your phone rings. It's them. You're desperately looking for an answer to a problem, and you overhear a conversation between strangers that gives you the exact key you needed. We dismiss these as coincidences, as statistical quirks. But are they? Or are they whispers from reality, confirming that it hears you, that it is responding to you? The truth is, your life is not a series of random accidents. It is a perfect mirror reflecting the state of your own consciousness. The world isn't happening to you. It's happening from you. This isn't just a comforting spiritual idea. It is a reality supported by the bleeding edge of quantum physics and neuroscience. You are not a victim of your reality. You are its creator. And in the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly how to step out of the audience and into the director's chair of your life. The solution to escaping the prison of circumstance is to understand and consciously apply one profound principle. You must live from the end. You must feel the reality of your wish fulfilled before it has materialized in your three-dimensional world. The spiritual teacher Neville Goddard called this assuming the state of the wish fulfilled. This is not wishful thinking. It's not pretending. It is a deliberate, focused act of creation. Think of it like this. The quantum field, the unified field that physicists speak of, is a field of infinite potential. Everything you could ever desire already exists as a potential wave of probability within this field. Your job is not to create it from scratch, but to select it. How do you select it? Through your state of being, through your frequency. Your feeling, your dominant emotional state, is an electromagnetic signal you are constantly broadcasting into this field. When you are feeling worry, lack, and frustration, you are broadcasting a frequency that can only select matching circumstances from the field of potential. When you dare to embody the feeling of your wish already being a fact in your life, the relief, the joy, the gratitude, the security, you change your signal. You begin to resonate with a completely different set of probabilities, and this is when the magic happens. The universe begins to rearrange itself to match your new inner state. This rearrangement doesn't happen through a single magical event. It happens through what Goddard called the bridge of incidents, a series of seemingly natural, coincidental, or surprising events unfolds, all leading you directly to the fulfillment of your desire. The phone call you receive, the person you bump into, the idea that pops into your head, these are not accidents. They are the scaffolding of your new reality being constructed. They are synchronicity in action, the universe confirming that it has received your new signal and is responding in kind. You are not manipulating the outside world. You are commanding your inner world, and the outside world has no choice but to conform. So if this is true, if this creative power is your birthright, why does it feel like you're stuck in a loop, experiencing the same problems and frustrations over and over again? The answer lies deep within your own mind, in a place that operates almost entirely without your conscious permission. Neuroscience tells us that your subconscious mind controls up to 95% of your life. Your habits, your emotional reactions, your automatic behaviors, your beliefs. It is a massive database of past experiences, and more importantly, the emotions tied to those experiences. From a very young age, your subconscious was programmed by your environment. It learned what to fear, what to expect from relationships, how much money is normal, what you are and are not capable of. This collection of programs forms your identity, your concept of self. This self-concept is a magnet. It operates 24/7, constantly broadcasting its core frequency and attracting circumstances that validate its beliefs. So you can consciously desire success, but if your subconscious is programmed with a deep-seated feeling of unworthiness from a childhood memory, which program do you think will win? The 5% of your conscious mind, or the 95% of your subconscious automaton? This is why sheer willpower and positive thinking often fail. It's like trying to steer a supertanker with a canoe paddle. You're working on the surface, while a powerful, invisible current is pulling you in the opposite direction. The challenge, therefore, isn't to fight your current reality. The challenge is to rewrite the program. You must impress the subconscious mind with a new feeling, a new identity, so that it begins to automatically work for you, not against you. You must make the feeling of your wish fulfilled more familiar to your subconscious than the feelings of your old problems. To do this, you need to access the operating system of your mind. You can't do this when your conscious, analytical mind is fully online and active, constantly judging, questioning, and referring to past evidence. You need to bypass the guard at the gate. The most potent time to do this is in the state between wakefulness and sleep, a state scientists call the hypnagogic state. As you drift off to sleep, your brain waves slow down from the active beta state to the relaxed alpha and then theta states. In theta, the veil between the conscious and subconscious mind becomes incredibly thin. This is your moment of power. Here's the practice. Tonight, as you are lying in bed, on the verge of sleep, bring to mind your desire as an already accomplished fact. Don't see it as something in the future. See it from the end. If you desire a new job, don't imagine the interview. Imagine telling a loved one you got the job. Feel the relief, the pride, the excitement flooding your body. If you desire healing, feel the vibrancy and energy flowing through you now. Feel the gratitude for your perfect health. The key is the feeling. The subconscious mind does not understand words. It understands emotion. You must marinate in the feeling of the wish fulfilled until it feels more real than the bed you are lying on. In the world of quantum physics, this is the observer effect in its most personal form. The double-slit experiment famously proved that particles exist in a state of all possibilities, a wave of potential, until they are observed. The act of observation collapses the wave into a single, definite particle. You, in this drowsy, receptive state, are that observer. Your focused, feeling-filled attention is the act of observation that collapses the infinite potential of the quantum field into the specific reality you have chosen. You are instructing reality on how to organize itself around you by providing it with the blueprint, the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Hold this feeling as you drift into sleep. You are planting a seed in the most fertile soil of your mind. Now, let's connect all these pieces, quantum physics, neuroscience, and spirituality, into a single, coherent framework. The universe is not a collection of separate things. It is a unified field of energy and information. Everything is interconnected. Your body, your thoughts, and your feelings are not separate from the world you experience. You are a vibrational being living in a vibrational universe. Every thought and every emotion has a specific frequency. When your thoughts and your feelings are aligned, you create a coherent electromagnetic signal. This is when you are in a state of creation. However, most of the time, we live in a state of incoherence. We think a positive thought, I want to be successful, but we feel the emotion of doubt or fear. This sends a chaotic, mixed signal into the field. The universe doesn't know what to respond to. It's like trying to tune a radio to a clear station while simultaneously broadcasting static. This is where epigenetics provides a stunning biological confirmation of this principle. Epigenetics is the science of how your perceptions of the environment control your gene activity. The pioneer in this field, Dr. Bruce Lipton, proved that it's not the genes themselves but the environment that dictates cellular expression. And what is the primary filter through which you interpret your environment? Your consciousness, your beliefs, your emotions. When you change your internal emotional state, You are literally sending new chemical signals to your cells that can rewrite their genetic expression. When you genuinely embody the elevated emotions of gratitude, love, and abundance, as if your future has already happened, you are signaling your genes to build a new body, a body that is the biological equivalent of that new reality. You are, quite literally, becoming a new person from the inside out. Quantum resonance explains the final piece. In physics, resonance is the tendency of a system to oscillate with greater amplitude at some frequencies than at others. If you strike a tuning fork of a specific note, another tuning fork of the same note across the room will begin to vibrate in sympathy. You cannot attract an experience that you are not a vibrational match to. You cannot tune your radio to 98.7 FM and expect to hear the station broadcasting on 105.1. By consciously cultivating the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are changing your vibrational frequency. You are becoming the tuning fork for the reality you desire. Synchronicity, then, is simply evidence that the universe has picked up your new coherent signal and is beginning to resonate with you, sending people, opportunities, and events that are a perfect vibrational match. So, how do you integrate this into the messiness of daily life? It's one thing to feel abundant for 10 minutes before sleep. But what about when you get a late fee notice or have a difficult conversation at work? You need a tool to maintain your new state throughout the day. This is the power of revision. At the end of your day, preferably right before you enter that hypnagogic state, you mentally review the day's events. If any part of your day was unpleasant, undesirable, or caused you to feel negative emotions, you don't just ignore it. You rewrite it. In your imagination, you replay the scene as you would have wished it had gone. If you had an argument, revise it into a harmonious, loving conversation. If you felt anxious about a bill, revise the scene to one where you joyfully and easily pay it, feeling total abundance. You must do this until you feel the genuine emotional relief of the revised scene. Why is this so powerful? Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a real experience and one that is vividly imagined. To your subconscious, and therefore to your body's chemistry and your energetic frequency, the revised event is what actually happened. By doing this, you are neutralizing the negative emotional charge of the past. You are refusing to plant seeds of lack, anger, or fear into the fertile ground of your subconscious as you sleep. You are cleaning your energetic slate every single day, preventing the residue of yesterday's negativity from creating tomorrow's reality. This is not about denying reality. It is about refusing to give power to a reality you do not prefer. It is the ultimate act of creative responsibility. So I want you to try this tonight. It's a direct call to action. Before you sleep, pick just one event from your day, no matter how small, that you didn't like. Close your eyes and rewrite it. Replay it in the theater of your mind until it feels real, until you feel the satisfaction of the new version. This is you taking the pen back into your hand. One of the biggest hurdles you will face on this journey is doubt. The moment you decide to live in a new state of being, your senses will scream at you that it isn't true. You assume the feeling of wealth, but your bank account still shows the same number. You assume the feeling of perfect health, but a symptom still lingers. This is the critical test. Your 5 senses show you the past. They show you the world that was created by your old state of consciousness. If you allow your senses to dictate your inner state, you will be trapped in an endless feedback loop, forever recreating your past. Sustaining your new state requires a form of faith, not in an external deity, but in the creative power of your own consciousness. You must trust the unseen reality you have created within more than the seen reality that surrounds you. Think of it like planting a seed. After you plant a seed in the ground, you don't dig it up every few hours to see if it's growing. You trust the process. You water it, you provide sunlight, and you know that in its own time, it will sprout. Your assumption, your feeling of the wish fulfilled, is the seed. Your persistent belief and return to that feeling, despite all evidence to the contrary, is the water and sunlight. There is a natural time delay in this 3-dimensional reality. An energetic shift must gather momentum before it solidifies into physical form. During this lag time, your only job is to remain faithful to your new identity. When doubt creeps in, you must gently guide your attention back to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This is not a battle. It is a gentle, persistent returning. The ancient Vedanta philosophy speaks of Maya, the illusion of the material world. It teaches that the only true reality is consciousness. Your journey is to stop identifying with the illusion, the problems, the limitations, the circumstances, and to anchor your identity in the one true reality, your state of being. Every time you choose the feeling of your future over the evidence of your present, you weaken the hold of the old reality and strengthen the pull of the new. Synchronicity will become more and more frequent, acting as little signposts, reassuring you that you are on the right path and your new reality is rapidly approaching. Let's bring this all together. You are living in a quantum reality, a sea of infinite potential that is not separate from you, but is a direct extension of your consciousness. Your life is not a random series of events happening to you. It is a conversation. Your dominant emotional state, your core identity held in your subconscious mind, is the question you are constantly asking the universe. And the circumstances of your life, the people, and the events that show up, are the universe's unflinchingly honest answer. The feeling of being a victim is the result of not knowing you are one half of this conversation. You've been broadcasting a signal unconsciously, programmed by the past, and then feeling powerless as the matching reality appears. The awakening, the shift from victim to creator, happens the moment you realize you can consciously change your broadcast. The key is to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, to live from the end, to feel the reality of your desire before your senses can confirm it. You do this by impressing your subconscious mind in the receptive hypnagogic state and by cleaning your energetic slate daily through the practice of revision. You must understand that your power lies not in fighting the external world, but in transforming your internal world. Doubt is the enemy, and faith in your unseen reality is your shield. Synchronicity is no longer a random coincidence. It is the universe winking at you, confirming your connection, showing you that your inner work is paying off, and the bridge of incidents is being built. This is not just a technique. It is a new way of living. It is about remembering who you truly are, not a small, powerless being in a vast, indifferent universe, but the very consciousness that animates and directs that universe. So my final call to action for you is this. Make a commitment right now to stop seeing yourself as a product of your past and start identifying as the creator of your future. Start paying attention to the dialogue. Notice the synchronicities. Practice feeling your ideal reality until it becomes your dominant state. This is your journey home to your true self, to the boundless power that has been waiting within you all along.